Hi guys, welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today we're going to discuss the animated movie Soul by Disney Pixar, directed by Pete Docter, and released in the year 2020. Let us go through some highlights of the movie to have an overview. Movie highlights. The film Soul is for everybody who enjoys jazz and feels alive while they are playing or listening to music. Basically, the best thing about Disney and Pixar films is that everyone, regardless of age, can watch them without getting tired of them, which is fairly significant. In the year 2020, Disney and Pixar's Soul was made available. Joe Gardner, the very main character, teaches music in a middle school in New York and longs to play jazz alongside legendary jazz players. He essentially meets an accident after accepting the performance at the Half Note Club and ends up imprisoned in a mysterious region between this world and the afterlife. This movie is going to touch your heart. Let's watch the summary. In the opening scene of the movie, Joe particularly is shown teaching middle school kids to play instruments. The majority of the students are not paying attention. But then one of the students, named Connie, literally starts playing the trombone and gets lost in playing the music. All the other kids, for the most part, start laughing at her for getting lost in the world of music. Joe explains to them that it is not something to laugh at, instead, they should be happy about it. He tells them about an incident from his childhood of how when he was a kid, his father took him to a jazz club, where he saw a pianist specifically playing a cover on piano, and he appeared to be lost in his world, another realm. He tells them that's when he realized he was born to play music, and then he started learning to play music. The principal offers him a full-time job as a music teacher at school, but he seems disappointed and sad since his dreams are bigger. He feels stuck in life and unfulfilled at his job. He dreams of a career in jazz. He visits his seamstress mother, Libba. She tells him that she thinks he should take the job he's been offered him. She also objects to his dreams of becoming an artist, a jazz musician. When he was still at his mom's workplace, his former student Curly calls him. He tells him there is an opening in the band of jazz legend Dorothea Williams and that this might be his chance to perform with them. Joe went to see Dorothea in a hurry and started playing the piano there. While he was playing, he felt like he was playing the piano in a whole new world, among the beautiful northern lights. It felt surreal and magical. Joe impresses Dorothea with his piano playing, and she offers him the job on the spot. She asks him to come to the meeting at 9 o'clock dressed appropriately in a suit. As Joe happily heads off to prepare for his first performance later that night, he falls down a manhole. Joe finds himself as a soul standing in front of a grand staircase among the galaxies, heading into the great beyond. Joe got scared and started running away from the scary thing, and he meets three people who were heading to the great beyond. He says to them that he is not supposed to be there. One of the souls tells him that she is 106 years old and has been waiting a long time for the afterlife for quite a long time. Unwilling to die before a major breakthrough, he tries to escape and fall into another land called the Great Before, where the soul consultant, all named as Jerry, prepares unborn souls for life on Earth. Jerry tells Joe that they call the Great Before you seminar now. When Joe asks Jerry if being in Great Before means that he's dead, Jerry says that he is not dead yet and that his body is in a holding pattern for now. Jerry shows Joe how souls are given personalities and interests, and how they need to pass through an Earth portal once their personalities are complete in order to reach the Earth and be reborn. Joe tries to pass through the portal several times, but he miserably keeps failing. Joe poses as an instructor who is set to train the souls. Terry, an accountant, comes to inform Jerry that the number of souls is off and that they have one missing soul that needs to go further to the great beyond. Joe goes to a seminar with other mentors where they explain about the personality cards and the spark. Each soul is assigned to a mentor on an instructor. Joe gets assigned a cynical soul, 22, who has remained in the Great Before for a millennium and sees no point in living on Earth. 22 tells him that she has had mentors like Mother Teresa, Abraham Lincoln, and Muhammad Ali, and they all could not help her but ended up miserably failing. 22 reveals that she has a badge that fills up with traits. She needs to find her spark to complete it, to turn it into an Earth Pass. Joe tells her that he is not a mentor and doesn't belong there. 22 places Joe's hand in a place where his life starts projecting in front of him. He notices himself in the ICU and says that his life looks meaningless. He asks 22 to give him her badge. She tells him that she can get rid of it until it becomes an Earth Pass. He offers to help her to get the spark and asks her to give him the pass once it has completed. She agrees to give it to Joe so that he can return home. Joe and 22 head to the Hall of Everything. He tries to assist 22 in finding a passion, but the attempts prove futile. They try all sorts of things, including playing basketball, football, extinguishing the fire, or going to a library, but nothing works. With no other options, 22 takes him out to the zone, an area that people enter when their passion sets them into a euphoric trance. It also houses the lost souls who become obsessed. He sees alive people lost in a world beyond, a world full of magic while they re-following their passion. They meet Moonwind, a sign twirler who enters the zone to rescue lost souls. They meet a few souls on the ship. They introduce themselves and Moonwind tells him about lost souls. Moonwind draws a circle for Joe to go back to his body. He tells him to focus on his surroundings and find out where his body is. While meditating, he could feel his body is in the hospital. Joe returns to his body and they learn that Joe's fall down the manhole sent him into a coma. Joe excitedly hops back to Earth but accidentally brings 22 with him, resulting in 22 entering his body and Joe ending up in the body of a therapy cat. Joey and 22 plan to escape the hospital within 10 minutes so that day can't take away the therapy cat. 22nd start freaking out because walking in a body was new to her. 22 in Joe's body struggles to walk. Both of them head to find Moonwind for the solution. Joe feeds 22 a slice of pizza and she loves the smell and taste of it for the first time. Meanwhile, Terry, an accountant designated to count souls. He headed to the great beyond, finds the count off and convinces the Jerrys to let her return the missing soul. 22 settles into Joe's body and finds great enjoyment in the little things in life that Earth has to offer. They head to Joe's apartment where Connie, one of Joe's students, arrives to tell him that she is quitting the band and that she thinks jazz is pointless. 22 locks Joe in the house trapped in a cat's body and goes to talk to Connie. Before leaving, Connie plays a passionate trombone solo, which leaves 22 flabbergasted, who convinces her of the talent she has and that music is for her. Happy, Connie thanks Joe and leaves, having changed her mind. Joe, the one in the cat's body, tries to trim 22's hair but he accidentally slips and ruins the hairstyle. Next, they go to get a haircut at Joe's friend's salon, where 22 holds a deep, poignant conversation with Des, the barber. Terry visits the hospital and starts searching for Joe and 22. After 22 rips Joe's pants while bending down, the duo goes to see Libba have it fixed, after Joe reconciles with his mother. They talk about what his father was like. Libba finally accepts Joe's passion for music and offers him his late father's old suit. She tells him that his father would have been so proud of him if he were alive. Joe reaches Hail Note to meet Moonwind. 22 finds little things to be amusing and she shows emotions for every person in Joe's life. Moonwind arrives to restore their bodies. Before Moonwind can restore Joe, 22, who both experiences an epiphany, and decides she must find her purpose on Earth, refuses to proceed with Joe's restoration. As she flees with Joe tailing behind, Terry catches up and brings both backs to the Great Before, where 22 sees that her badge has been filled out. However, Joe tells her that his experiences and tastes earned the badge. Joe and 22 have an argument and 22 becomes disheartened. Angry, 22 tosses the badge at Joe and disappears into the zone. Joe tells Jerry that his life purpose is playing piano. Joe learns from Jerry that instead of a life's purpose, a spark simply means that a soul is ready to live. 22 starts blaming herself and becomes a lost soul, roaming in the zone. He heads back to Earth carrying 22's Earth Pass and has a successful first performance with the Dorothea Quartet, but does not feel right about what happened. He feels bad for 22 and misses her. Inspired by the objects 22 collected while in his body, Joe plays the piano to enter the zone and look for 22, who is now a lost soul. He tries to return her badge, but 22 remains hopeless and broken about her purpose. Using a small maple seed that 22 had collected, Joe convinces her that she is ready to live, and she returns to normal. With her badge back, 22 finally enters Earth with Joe accompanying her for as long as he can. As he prepares to head into the great beyond, Joe is stopped by Jerry, who tells him that he has inspired them and will give him another chance at life. Joe thanks them and returns to his body back on Earth, now with the intent to live his life to the fullest.